Voting is underway for the fifth phase of the Lok Sabha polls. As of 3 p.m., the voter turnout has been recorded at approximately 47.53%. 49 constituencies, remember, across 6 states and 2 union territories had gone for voting today. Amongst the seats going to polls, 39 Maharashtra, 49 Uttar Pradesh, 7 are in West Bengal, 5 are in Bihar, 3 are in Jharkhand, 5 in Odisha, 1 in Jammu Kashmir, and the lone seat, of course, of Ladakh also has gone to vote today. Polling has now ended. So that's the big breaking news this hour. Polling has come to an end. Polling is now over. 6 p.m. remember was the last time for voting, although those who have entered the booth before 6 p.m. will still be allowed to vote. So voting might continue a few minutes here and there, but officially, of course, has now concluded for the fifth phase of the Lok Sabha elections 2024. Well, veteran analysts, of course, are joining us now. They're going to be sharing with us their math breakup for the constituencies that have gone to polls. We're going to try and understand from them how the parties will fare in today's phase of polling. Himanshu Bhatt, senior journalist, is joining us live. We also have Sumit Peer, senior political commentator, live with us. Advocate Gyanendra Mishra, political analyst, is joining us live. Also, we'll be having some more guests join us shortly. But Himanshu, let me begin with you first. Polling is now over. Firstly, how do you react to how polling has gone today? High in West Bengal, low in Maharashtra, at least until 3 p.m. Also, as far as today's seats are concerned, what's your SWOT analysis? Who's looking stronger where? Who's looking weaker where?
This was on expected lines, West Bengal has been, last 4 cases also, 70+% of voting in West Bengal. It will happen that way. Maharashtra, I had said in the morning itself. Early in the morning, I had said Mumbai seats are coming up and they are not going to be very heavily polled. This will be around 50%, over around 50%, which is a trend in Mumbai. And that is what happens. My SWOT analysis will be very, very clear. See, as it is urban seats and as BJP holds the sway, with BJP and Shiva Sena Shinde faction fighting it out with the Mahavikas Aghadi. I expect out of 13, maybe one seat that Shiva Sena Uddhav Thackeray will be able to fetch. Very clear about that. Because people do not recognize the people who have dished someone and tried and formed a government for 2.5 years. That is what Uddhav Thackeray did. And that is what people do not like. As far as UP is concerned, 14 seats. I'll say still, Rahul Gandhi will win, but what margin? I do not know. There is going to be 13-1. And maybe there'll be a very interesting fight in a place like Kosambi, where Raja Bhaiya traditionally holds the sway. Now, it will be very clear, for people to understand, people of country to understand that, how much freely, with their own mind, the people of Kosambi region have voted.
Well, interestingly, Raja Bhaiya today did come out. Earlier, of course, he had said, Himanshu, as we were discussing earlier in the morning, that vote according to your conscience, vote according to your preferences. But today, he did say in his soundbite that there is anti-incumbency against the local MP. And the local MP is from the BJP, Vinod Sonkar. So that's an interesting statement that he made today, Himanshu. Also, he said in a counter to Anupriya Patel, who had said, Raja aajkal EVM button se banta hai. He said, Jansevak EVM button se banta hai, Raja nahi.
It'll be very clear there. I'll put it 13-1 in Uttar Pradesh. As far as Baramulla is concerned, I am I would like to see the final percentages. Anything in 30s and 35s, it'll be a real test for Umar Abdullah.
It was about 44% until 3 p.m.
See, 44%, that means Umar Abdullah has never been used to, he was winning in 8% to 14% range. Now with 44% and you have Sajjad Lone, you have Rashid Engineer fighting on that seat, normalcy will come back to that and people of Baramulla will decide what forces do they want. Do they want separatist forces or do they want nationalist forces? I'm very clear about that. As far as West Bengal is concerned, the seats which went to polls, Hubli, Arambagh, such things BJP will maintain as. But there I expect, about 5-3 or 4-4. But 5-3 is a correct assumption in that. And West Bengal, on tradition, has a very high voter turnout in all 5 phases we have seen. This is happening. And apart from that, what I foresee is, 49, because what is happening is people have embraced. I'm very clear and I'm categorical. On 4th of June, you can rerun this bite, if people have embraced capitalistic welfareism, and which is going to play a very big role in deciding who is winning how many seats. Out of these 49 seats, my assumption says about 40 to 42 will be with BJP and NDA, and the rest, there'll be about 4 to 5 seats for TMC. Baramulla, Ladakh are going opposition way. If I put it that way also, 1 seat in Uttar Pradesh and 1 seat in Maharashtra. That is my assumption. About 40 seats. And this will make, if I go by all 5, till now, whatever election has taken place, this takes BJP very near to the simple majority mark by this 5 states, all 5 stages itself. If you remember, it was in the 6th stage last time around, 2019, that BJP crossed that 272 mark. This time they'll be very near to that or cross that, and NDA will cross 300. This is my assumption, looking at the voting percentage in the turnout, which I had predicted in the morning itself. It's not going to be anything very heavy. It's going to be in the region of 65-ish. It will stay that way, and this trend is going to continue for all 7 phases. This is my SWOT analysis. This is what I see, I can foresee. The big phases, yes, if there is an upset in Raebareli, I don't discount that. Because Manoj Pandey has held the sway there. If Manoj Pandey has held the sway, then there'll be a huge upset in Raebareli that we will have. People don't understand, but on the ground, you are having that simmering, we don't want this now. Because they fear something, their fear is if they win also, they will leave Raebareli and go. If Rahul Gandhi wins also, he'll vacate this seat for a while. And this is what people do not want it this time. And this is happening. And this time, mind you, people are very, very quietly voting. If you see, our district tests, of the reporters in the morning, they'll say, we are voting for development. Sab theek chal raha hai, but we have come to vote. They are not spelling out. Now, opposition might have their own narratives. The opposition parties of the country might have their own narratives of saying, log bol nahi rahe hai, kam voting hua, to Modi ko gair fayda hai. I'll bet on them. I'll say very clearly, come on 4th June, watch the results, and you will understand what I'm talking about. Because I'm talking about the region, and in Uttar Pradesh especially, those 14 seats with Ayodhya, that is Faizabad included in it, has a heavy undercurrent of Ram. And you cannot discount Ram Mandir in the form of Ram Mandir or in the form of Ram in those areas. People are quietly going to go and vote, and that is what they have done. UP will not see heavy voter turnout. Bihar will not see, I forgot about Bihar. As far as Saran seat is concerned, that's a very straight fight between the dynastic politics there. Lalu Prasad legacy, which his daughter Rohini Acharya is fighting for, because RJD has already been campaigning that Rohini Acharya's kidney is in Lalu Prasad Yadav, daughter, and Rajiv Prasad Rudy, who has an anti-incumbency to fight. But there, again, one road show, one rally of Narendra Bhai does the trick, because everyone has voted on the face. Most of the people, out of 100 people, if you see undecided voter, if you take 100 undecided voter, my feeling is this majority of them have voted for tried and trusted.
Okay.
They
Okay.
say Modi may be whatever it is, but we have seen him for 10 years.
Okay, that's your analysis. I'll come back to you. Let's get in the others. Sumit Peer, come in here on, of course, firstly, your first take on the trends so far, the polling trends on the latest figures available, Sumit. Higher in West Bengal, lower in Maharashtra, as I said. All right in Uttar Pradesh. And what's your SWOT analysis for the seats and the states which have gone to the hustings today, Sumit? Who's stronger where, and what's your sense on ground?
Well, I thank you for having me on your show. You see, today's phase, I would say, moreover, it's a BJP phase. Overall, aap dekhenge. I mean, I agree with Himanshu Bhai with a lot of things, but there are 1 or 2 points of difference I have with him. First of all, I agree that it's a Narendra Modi's phase that will ultimately determine whether people are going to vote. That's how it is given. Now, on Rai Bareli, I agree with Himanshu Bhai. There is a possibility Rahul Gandhi may not be able to make it because the Ram Mandir issue is such big and emotive. Raja Bhaiya, I agree with him because what he's saying, that has happened. Gone are those days. So, Raja Bhaiya has to also reconcile to the fact because it's not that you will just go and vote it because you are what you are. Those days are gone. The people are voting for development. Now, I see where I have the difference with Himanshu Bhai is that I believe in Maharashtra, alliance, they're not BJP, wherever the alliance is fighting, they might have setbacks in 1 or 2 seats more. And I believe in Bihar, there might be a setback for Nitish Babu in 1 or 2 seats. That is the point of difference I have with him because whatever he says, I completely agree because if you look at the total number, I'll keep it somewhere around 38. That is what it is. But overall, Uday, even if I take it at 38 or 37 in the worst case, still BJP has already won the election. That is the news. I mean, NDA has crossed the halfway mark, BJP has crossed the halfway mark. So next 2 phases are only going to be there. How much more votes can you get? Can you reach that 400 number? Will you get 386 number? My overall number for the election is 386 for NDA and around 330, 335 for BJP. That is my overall number and 386 for the NDA. That is my overall number. So if I look at that number, I think this is well in place. Rai Bareli can be a surprise. And I believe JDU in 2 seats can have a surprise. And the alliance partners of BJP in Maharashtra, they can even have a surprise in 2 seats. Minus these 3-4 seats, we are almost there because the rest all it is going to happen. Baramulla, let me tell you, and especially about the Baramulla, I've been tracking that seat. Baramulla, what my sources are telling me on the ground, sources are telling me that Rashid Engineer is the name right now. It is not Umar Abdullah, it is not Sajjad. No, Rashid Engineer, though he's in jail, but he has got a lot of ground appeal on the ground and he's like become a messiah or something like that. So if it's an option between getting Umar Abdullah or Rashid Engineer to the parliament, I would prefer Umar Abdullah than Rashid Engineer, personally speaking. Because Umar is not a terrorist and he's not involved in, all these anti-India activities. But if Rashid Engineer comes, that will be a bit of drawback. Ladakh is going the opposition way. You know how the situation is Ladakh is. So both the Jammu seats are going to come in the BJP way and there's 1 more seat left. But when that will happen, we'll talk about that. But this Rashid Engineer element is something which is not a good development, but the groundswell indicates like that. But we'll only know how the things look like. Honestly speaking, I don't think Umar is going to make it this time, in my personal assessment. But I may not want a Rashid Engineer to go to parliament. That is my personal take on it. Minus that, I am on line with what Himanshu Bhai has said, and he's a very senior guy, and he has done elections all his life, and he has his ears on the ground. So this, only difference is 37. Himanshu Bhai is saying 40-41. I'm saying 37-38. He's saying 40-41. That is the point of difference. And I've told you it's Bihar and it's Maharashtra where I think the things can go a bit here and there. But wherever BJP is contesting personally, without the alliance partners, that seats are pakka. Wahan koi problem nahi. There's no surprise there. Only where the alliance partners are, especially JDU, because there's a lot of resentment against Nitish Babu in Bihar because he has been changing sides and all. People are not appreciating that. And that is the advantage what Tejasvi Yadav is having. If Nitish Babu would have not changed so many sides, I would tell you Tejasvi would be decimated in this election. Because Nitish Babu has changed so many sides, that gives a little bit of leeway to Tejasvi as an option. And the alliance here, the alliance is a bit... it's not a very comfortable alliance, that with the what do you call with the Chota Pawar's camp, Chota Pawar Sahab, his camp and all. They carry a lot of baggage with them, right? They carry a lot of baggage with them. So will that baggage still sail them through with the Modi ji's goodwill and the Modi ji's floater? That is to be seen. But I believe in 1 or 2 seats that baggage is much more to be sailed. That's my take on it, Uday.
Okay. Let me quickly take that across to Gyanendra Mishra as well now for his take. Gyanendra Mishra, we are seeing how, of course, polling finally has concluded. The final turnout will perhaps be known in a couple of hours from now. But so far, your first take on the trends, the polling trends, the voter turnout trends, and the regions they've come from, and also what's your analysis, the SWOT analysis of yours? Where is which party looking stronger, and where is which party looking weaker?
So, Uday, yes, obviously the election has now entered into a very crucial, challenging, and interesting phase as well. And today, wherever the voting is happening, obviously the most important and are Maharashtra, UP, Bengal, and obviously few seats in Bihar as well. See, two, three things is now emerging very clearly. The BJP started with more than 350 for itself and 400, more than 400 with its ally, what we call NDA. Now that slogan has completely vanished into thin air. You don't see at least Prime Minister who basically started, speaking about and basically gave this slogan of Abki Baar Ke Paar is not speaking about this 400 par. And now it has been relegated to the deputies like Amit Shah ji and Rajnath Singh ji and other leaders in Smriti Irani who was talking about, the 400 par. So that is the first indication that there is understanding in BJP that the kind of support from people this time is not coming through. That was very clear. The reason for that is that we was not contemplating that here alliance will not only form an alliance, but they will form it so cohesively and they will fight it out as an unified alliance where every alliance partner is basically supporting each other in the way it should have been. So, therefore, and then you look at, see the voting pattern and the percentage of voting. I'm not going to give it, and I don't think it is a big indicator either way because it can cut through. So, first of all, there is no such a huge shift in per, vote percent that it should cause a concern or it should lead to a conclusion that there is a sweep or wave in relation to the ruling alliance or the opposition alliance. There are 3-4% at maximum the difference you are seeing, and slowly, even that gap is now narrowing down. And basically, that percentage of vote is almost equal to it has been in 2019. So, see, the question here is very clear. The people who are talking about that the BJP already reached them, which obviously every political party and their supporter has like to set a narrative and electoral strategy. But the point here we have to look at it, and with this very interesting data point that we fail to understand, and nobody here can give a credible explanation except saying, "Oh, I have my resources. I am hearing this is going to happen, etc., etc." Obviously, it should be treated as with content because nobody has a pulse on the way. Because I'm hearing here the panelists also talking about that the people are very silently voting there this time. They are not very open about their preferences and choices. So it is very difficult to measure the pulse of the electorate. And therefore, if you're telling this is happening this way, this is happening that way, I understand it as that you're trying to set a narrative, which of course you are entitled to. But see, the question is very clear. North is a bit of an test. BJP in 2009 has performed at its best, almost 90% and more than 90% strike rate. And in the South, it was obviously not performed that well.
Okay.
So here the question is that are we telling that the BJP is going to repeat its performance or telling that it is even going to surpass its performance?
Okay.
started to get accumulated on the seats.
Okay. Your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Sumit has a quick counter. And Himanshu has a quick counter. Sumit and Himanshu, 30 seconds.
I'll answer that to my friend Mishraji. Look, BJP is going to do better than last time. I'll tell you why. Because if you look at Tamil Nadu, gain for BJP, Andhra, gain for BJP because of Chandrababu Naidu, Pawan Kalyan, Telangana, they are going to have a gain in Telangana also this time. West Bengal will be a gain. And if you look at UP will be a gain. So if you look at the last number of 303 and if you count these gains.
Okay. So those are the states where you believe BJP is getting. Yes. What about no losses though? Sumit, no losses according to you?
This will be, Uday, the losses will be, the losses will be only in 2 states in my opinion. There might be a couple of seats which will contest and not win in Maharashtra, maybe 4 to 5, Bihar 4 to 5. That is the only loss I see.
Himanshu Bhatt.
I don't see another loss.
I'll put it this way. I'll put it a little differently. Whatever states Sumit has discussed. In 2019, BJP had a total vote share of 37% and opposition was shouting, 63% doesn't support you, 63% doesn't support you. So BJP came out with a slogan that 10% increase in the vote share. I do not see 10% increase, but what I see is about 6 to 7% minimum vote share increase. The total vote share increase of BJP will go in high 40s.
Okay.
So this will make things very, very clear when a principal opposition, so-called opposition, without having the requisite number to called opposition, when they do not have, they have 22% votes, and when you are talking double, still they will say you do.
Okay, Gyanendra Mishra has no response to you. Himanshu Bhatt, point taken.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.